We are 30 minutes into the U.S. trading day on this Tuesday, April 2nd. Here are the top stories we're following. Tesla's bad year gets even worse, with the EV maker suffering its first year-over-year sales drop since 2020. Vehicle deliveries fall well short of estimates. Shares plunge. Tough times at the gym. This year didn't deliver the post-New Year's pop to foot traffic the gyms usually enjoy. And you also have weight loss drugs posing stiff competition. Crunch Fitness CEO Jim Rowley joins in just a bit. And the final chapter of Bob Iger versus Nelson Peltz. The Wall Street Journal reporting that Disney is leading in its proxy battle with more than half the votes counted. We'll bring you the latest on the showdown at the House of Mouse. I'm Katie Greifeld in New York. Welcome to Bloomberg Markets. You look at the markets this morning, and there is a lot of red on the screen behind me. You can see the S&P 500 currently off by about 1%. It doesn't help, of course, that Tesla absolutely dropping like a stone this morning, which we'll get to. Even worse, if you take a look at the NASDAQ 100, your big tech benchmark currently off by about 1.4%. And all the while, you have a sell-off in the bond market as well. You can see the 10-year Treasury yield currently up about 8 basis points. We are just about at 440. That is the highest level of 2024. And of course, we do have some breaking employment data right now in the form of JOLTS. And Mike McKee is here to break it down. Appreciate your time this morning. Our thanks, of course, to Ellen Hazen. She is Chief Market Strategist at FL Putnam Investment Management. Now, still ahead, we're going to take a look at the companies making the most social buzz today, and that's our... All right, time now for Social Climbers. A look at the stocks making waves on social media this morning. And first up, Google will be deleting billions of browsing data, and this is part of a settlement for a lawsuit that accused the company of improperly tracking the browsing habits of people who thought they were doing so privately. Next up, we have Citigroup implementing a fresh round of job cuts, laying off 430 employees as it undergoes a planned restructuring. Technology, media, and telecom will be among the areas hit the hardest. Now, this reorganization is designed to streamline the bank's operations by eliminating 20,000 roles, as announced by CEO Jane Fraser earlier this year. And finally, we do have Petco really in the doghouse, with Bank of America getting a double downgrade to underperform, also a price target slash to $1.50. Bank of America saying the company has lost much of its competitive bite. Now, coming up, we will be speaking with Jim Rowley. Skip the gym is your New Year's resolution. You're not alone. After rising more than 40% over the past 2 years, foot traffic to major gyms actually flat from January 2023. When you look at your business and, of course, the foot traffic going into Crunch, did you see a similar softness there? No. Look at some gyms, Planet Fitness, for example, not seeing exactly that boost that you would typically expect coming out of the New Year's holiday. What did Crunch Fitness see?
Look, I think our members...
That fresh perspective. I mean, how many gyms does that translate into? You would like to grow here. What's the target in terms of how many gyms you would like to expand into?
This year or in total?
This year and in total. Let's do both.
So we'd like
to Jim Rowley. He is the CEO of Crunch Fitness. A really interesting conversation on the state, of course, of the fitness industry now that we're past that New Year's rush. But let's get a check on these markets right now. We're going to do that with Bloomberg's Abigail Doolittle.
Well, we're seeing some pretty brutal.
Be keeping a close eye on that range when it comes to Apple. Bloomberg's Abigail Doolittle. Thank you so much. Now, coming up, BlackRock's tokenized fund has brought in over $240 million. All right, it's time now for our daily Wall Street Week segment. And today we're taking a look at BlackRock debuting its first tokenized fund in partnership with Securitize, the first SEC-registered transfer agent operating on the blockchain. For more, I'm pleased to say we have Carlos Domingo.
I'm excited about this because I've talked to Larry Fink in the past. He thinks the entire financial world is going to be tokenized sooner or later. And here's a first down.
That, of course, is Carlos Domingo. He is Securitize co-founder and CEO. And David, who else is coming up on the show?
Well, in addition to Larry Fink, in addition to Ray Dalio, who we have on Friday, Larry Fink we had last week, we have Ray Dalio on Friday.
Some JOLTS data today suggesting that this labor market is still very strong, so going to be a fascinating conversation to look forward to. This is Bloomberg. Well, Disney's showdown with activist investors set to conclude when the company holds its annual shareholder meeting. I'm sure we'll be speaking very soon. Of course, our thanks to Geetha Ranganathan of Bloomberg Intelligence. Disney shares, of course, up over 30% this year, but down more than 40% from their peak. Now, coming up, Bloomberg Technology is next with Ed Ludlow and Caroline Hyde, and that does it for Bloomberg Markets. I'm Katie Greifeld, and this is Bloomberg.